Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's a good day. It's a great day. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed. You know, that is just one of the most beautiful songs of all time. It truly is. There is nothing like the Moody Blues. I mean, you've got the Beatles. You got the Stones. Oh my gosh, you've got Zeppelin. But the blues, my God, like in reality, they stand alone, don't they? It's like they're to their own genre of rock and roll or something. I don't know. But then that's to me, it's sort of like what the Cars are. It's like not anything really compares to it. It's like, well, but it's the Cars. They did their thing, which is that, and nobody else does that or sounded like that. Like the Moody Blues, nobody did that. Lots of people copied the other bands, a lot. You got a Zeppelin clone or two probably out there right now. Now, can anyone pull off Jagger? Well, no. That's a triple Leo right there. Yeah, that's a rarity. You could say that kind of unique. Yeah, it's started out as a good morning. Good morning to you too. I woke up not chilled, and in the most pleasant of ways. Yeah, with a bit of a smile on my face, as the young man was predicting the other day, looking rather ethnic, but very much reminding me of my brother. And I thought, as I looked at him, I thought, well, yeah, Chris would wear his hair like that. He would be given to that kind of stuff. Yeah, blonde tips and all that. Yeah, sure, why not? Be a rock and roll star or something, right? Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. I do feel that we are continuing to progress. I saw some headlines and stuff, which is to suggest that separation that was to occur is occurring or has occurred. And of course, these things never seem to be like clunk and the door was shut. It's more like you can feel it and hear it shutting, and it's getting there. It's actually going to go click here in a second. Eventually, it'll actually happen. And then it slides back a little bit, and you're like, oh no, is it opening again? No, it's starting to close again. It's closing. It's closed. Yay! We got that done. Now we can get her done. Get on to the rest of it. All day yesterday, or for most of the day, and the day before, I was hearing Avril Lavigne. Isn't anyone going to try to find me? Or whatever the lyric is. I can't remember what it is. That thing where she's like waiting on a bridge somewhere. I thought when she came out and that was her song, I thought that was just such a compelling tune. It really made me feel like, where's that bridge at? I bet I could help. If I could just find that bridge and find out where I bet I could help. I know there's something she needs, and I could probably give her the information or a way of thinking about it, so that she could get across that bridge and be done with it. And I thought I saw her the other day too. But then again, I think I started seeing her back whenever she was like 13 or something. Young baby. Of course, Hazel Eyes was Kelly Clarkson. Was out there singing about how you're not going to see her tears. All I could think is, well, what can we do to make sure there's no tears? Well, why would we want Kelly to cry? That's not cool. Hazel eyes, aren't the best eyes. Yeah, so I, watched some of the Black Witch thing the other day. And I guess basically it was see, I listen to them and they tend to complicate everything so much. You're like, who are you referring to? Who's the feminine? What's the masculine? You don't know who the fuck or what the fuck you are, do you? You do not have a good self-definition. I myself have this, what is it? The self-residual, the residual self-image that just seems to be very much like permanent. Now, of course, if I were to change lives and start again and reprogram it all over again, maybe I'd come up with a different image. But in my mind's eye, I guess I'm basically the same person always. And I guess I'd be fairly youthful too. I very much am thankful for the youth being poured into me recently. I felt that. And I like it. And thank you so very much. It's very, very, very helpful. Very helpful. The voice I'm getting used to. And I'm thinking, boy, I'm going to be listening to a lot more of these baritones and stuff, like, Neil and all those guys. And retrain this voice a little bit. It's funny because, whenever you just open up and let it out, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that was there. And it's different from what I used to do, because there is timbre in it. There's a resonance. and if nothing else, you know what? I can always write and narrate some romance novels, and of course bring it down a notch or two, and just those particular moments that will make all the girls really happy to listen to. Would that be manipulative? Perhaps it would be. Oh gosh, guys, I'm looking forward to things getting better, because they're getting better, and what I'm hearing and seeing and experiencing suggests to me, and again, this is all I can say is, well, it seems to be better, and if nothing else, it's a story I'm digging on a lot better, a lot more. So let's go ahead with that. And I've already prayed again today, and of course, where are we going and what are we doing? Well, we're still continuing to go up and climb just a little bit higher, go a little bit more, as we are continuing to get that higher vibration and be in the temperature zone that we like. Of course, like I said before, whenever I'm listening to Carry On My Wayward Son, he talks about flying too high, and I just don't understand what he means. How could you fly too high? You're not going to fly over top of God unless you're like some psycho and you're, trying to do something like that. And he's just going to watch you go by, because you're going to burn out probably more than likely, and you don't care. But I'm serious. How can you get too high? It's cool. The higher you go, the cooler you are, calmer everything is. More peaceful it is. And within your soul and your spirit and your heart and your mind and every square inch of your body, that everything's okay. And you know what? If there were anything going on that wasn't okay, it doesn't matter. It's still okay. It's just fine. Because you truly are right there in the arms of God. You're right there. This is what I was telling Cardiac today. She was talking about her tummy and how it's been recently bothering her more. And of course, I've been praying again and again that it's just not coming to me. I told you how there's been times in the past where more forcefully we got rid of it, and it went right back to, went to her. So I'm thinking maybe the witch has been casting some kind of spells, and maybe there's bleed over, and it's bouncing around, and if it don't get to me, it hits somebody else. But maybe you guys could pray about that for her. I told her, what I'd pray if I was her, and I'd just pray, that the Lord bring peace and calm there to her belly, and so that it would all be good. But who knows how it works out. Hold on. Ooh, what a lucky man he was. He was. He. I do have a couple little jaunty tunes I might want to put out there. It's pretty funny how I don't have to do much, and the next thing you know is, and they're back on the screen. Why? Because that's right, they're on tour, or they've come out with a new book, as Louis has. And it's like, oh, just give them a little bit of attention. Just mention them. Just do this, just do that. Listen to one or two of their songs. Watch an interview, this or that. And you fed them enough that they're coming back out on stage. Well, I hope you're out working for the day. We love those that love the day, love us, and loyal to our ascension and victory. Because, hey, you're going to be with me. And it'll be good. It won't be this mess that we've been living through for the last, God only knows how long. I was thinking I need to clean out my CD collection. A lot of bands in there that I just like to think, oh, I need to toss these. Get rid of them. And acquire other ones. And include them in there. But yeah, because like this, the traitorous artists, I think I'd probably like to get rid of, and then of course anything that I might run across that would remind me of the witch or any other treacherous people. We'd like to clean that house, or clean the house of all that too. That's what we've been trying to do, is come up with a clean house. And with our Father's help, I know that's what we're going to have. And if we're going to and again, these people talking about kingdoms and stuff. How can you talk about having a kingdom if you blah, 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 blah. It's like, shut up. You told me to sit down. You need to shut up and sit down. The more you run your mouth, the worse things you're going to get. Just shut up. Shut the hell up and sit down. Or I don't even care if you sit down. Get out of the way. Move to the other side of the planet. Do your game, whatever you want to do over there. Stay out of our face. Stay out of our way. Shut up. Just get out of the way. Don't be a thing. Be like, just make it so I could pretend, like I might forget you. That's what you'd want. I know you said you want to be remembered, but trust me on this. If I have to remember you, then there's going to be a whole bunch of others that remember you well, too, for me. You won't like it. It's coming together. I can feel it. Things are going to get a lot better. Exactly where it's going, all of a sudden I'm getting that scene from the first Matrix where he's saying, I can't tell you where this is going to end or something like that. I don't know, the end of the movie. But all I can say is, if we are being, I will respond to one thing that they said. Because they're, doing their thing, trying to, now that everybody knows that they're a gaslighter, and and they even said no one's going to believe them anyway. That's because they know what's going on there. Just keep on talking about me because you'll be your undoing. I'm telling you, you better stop, because the more you talk, the more people see what really is the deal on you and what you've been and what you've done and da 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 da. You're just ruining yourself talking about me going on. This one part they were going on about how you had to do this and tear me down and da 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 and blah 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 blah. And in other words, do all the things that apparently they've been doing. because, that's how they do. They accuse you of what they are and what they do. So in other words, if they've been out there running around building a consensus against me, telling all kinds of lies, making people think I'm some horrid monster that's coming from the depths to eat them all, then, that's what they're going to accuse me of. But that's what they are. That's why they're accusing me of it. But anyway, they're going on in this little session about, oh, you had to do this and you had to do that to escape me. Well, well, it was such a wonderful, loving relationship, and we were so happy together, and we were in partnership. This was a willing thing that we were consensual adults in this situation. Why would I need to escape you? Why would anyone need to escape you if you're a loving leader who's looking out for all of God's people and making sure they have what they need? Why would any of them need to escape you? So we'll move on, and I pray that this is real and it's not just bull story, and that we are actually moving on. And I know that the happiness I've been feeling and the lift in energy and the willingness to move forward with every project, and my patience increased, and my calm increased, and my peace increased. All of that is due to a lack of connection with them and their energy. I'm not saying they're a horrible, bad person. I'm not saying that they deserve to die and burn in hell forever. Okay? But the energies that they have do not match up right here. It's counterproductive to me. It's unhealthy for me. It's bad for me. It brings out the worst in me. It doesn't cause me to lift up and go, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out today and solve all the world's problems. No, not at all. It's more the opposite of that. Since I do believe they're the opposite of what you'd call daylight, sunny, happy, good, loving. And since they were, and I was listening to one of these people one of their kind, talking about it, and someone who's probably going to end up in hell or as a Catholic. And they were saying that basically these people have been stealing your energy for years and years and years, for a long, 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 long time. And then they would try to mirror it back to me so that I would think that they were something like me. But it doesn't work, because I've been around, TV-headed snakes all my life, and I know how they can adopt, a persona, basically, and put on the stuff. And while I was forgiving of all that before, and knowing that, it's part of the biz, now I can see it, and I know it, and I understand it, and it's easier to see right through. And of course, it doesn't matter. It's because all that's surface, and it's the same thing that draws in the, like an anglerfish or something. That's right. And but when you get there, it's like there's nothing behind it except what's really there, which is not at all what you're looking at or what you think is there. But all you have to do is start talking to it. Well, all I have to do is start talking to it. They can't lie to me. They know that. That really will cost them everything they have if they try doing that stuff. But it's really easy to get them in a place where they can't, slide by it for me. And plus, they can't. They really, the longer I talk to them, the more they're sort of, I guess, compelled to reveal themselves in little ways, instead of just jumping out looking like, what was it, Frodo, who wants his ring back, suddenly he appears as if there's a black demon in him. So they don't do that normally. But they're obvious enough, though. Like in the dating world, they talk about these dating things and the modern dating scene. Well, for men, it's like, okay, do they have a nose ring? Yeah, that's ding. That's the points off. Is it a septum piercing? Oh my, well, that's a big X. Are they voting liberal? Well, just go ahead and toss it out. If it's a, if it's a left winger. But these dynamics that they produce, they're temporary. If the world doesn't end, they will be corrected. And we'll go back to a more balanced type of setup that's more functional. Because you know what we're about? We're all about what works. That which works for us. That which works well and is correct and serves our purposes. Again, functionality. Now, I know there's a bunch of people out there that don't like any of the machine to function. And you know what? It's coming to a point where I think it'd be safe for us to go, well, it's harvest time, and just finish it, which probably is what's going to happen. It might take, but everything takes way longer than it does in the movies. Again, when you watch them in the movies and they murder the little sunshine kid, the baseball player, and it takes them, a few minutes, it actually takes a few years in the real world. Or if you see a God shed one tear, that means that, about 10,000 tears were actually shed. It's all symbolic and representative. And I'm real happy with Pastor Lawson's progression. I saw, last Sunday that he was being helped. Some of the loss was being filled in for him, so he was carrying forth more easily. Now, I know who's responsible for that. That's the Right Eye Gang, and because he lost real hard there, and then this last Wednesday, I have to post that. That's, I think, an important sermon of his, because I was looking at him, I was like, he was a pastor before. He was dedicated to the word and to people's salvation, but now he's a real pastor. He's very much experienced. He's preaching 1 John 1. He's understanding now. He didn't know before, but now he understands. And that's, I think, is what scares most people. But see, the thing of it is, if they understand the real deal on it, then they'll understand that they don't have to lose. They don't have to suffer great big giant losses and stuff to get God with them. It's not something that has to happen. And that's one of the reasons why you want to go with him rather than some other love potion that they got going on. I don't know what's going on with all these people. All I can tell you is whether or not I will or could or would love you, first and foremost, it's him. It's the light. I am married to the light. I'm quite actually integrated with the light. You can't get any more married than that. So if you're going my way, as Lenny Kravitz might say, that's great. Good. Okay. And we can be great friends, or even more. I'm not sure exactly how it all works out, but I know it'll work out good, because there's going to be a lot of good love and good stuff. Day, sunny, light. It's all about the good stuff. And again, God love you and God keep you. Thanks for the prayers. Thanks for the prayers for this property. Thanks for the prayers for the cardiac. I'm telling you, if you're on the other team, if there's any way at all that you can get loose, do it. Because what you're with is what's known to eat its own. Okay? Now, this side don't. When ours falls, we lift him back up, or her back up. We say, you all right? Damn, let's put a splint on that. Come on, guys, give me a hand here. Get a wheelchair. Let's push it. That's what the side of light's all about. So if you're on that other side of, well, we're all gods. Yeah, well, on the side of light, they're all gods too. Jesus said it, but they're all gods for the God. They're not all gods unto their own. They're not all silly little egotistical crazy people who are little teeny tiny gods waiting for some bigger egotistical God to come along and go, hi there, little egotistical God. and gobble you down and shit you out the other end. What are you going to have left after he craps you out? Huh? What do you think? That's why you want to be on the side of light, people. Well, we'll have more details of that and about the intricacies of the design and the mechanics behind it all at 11.